Okay, what can I get started for you?
Hi there, could I please get a grande tropical butterfly lemonade refresher?
Yeah, of course.
Hi.
$6.83 on today.
Thank you.
And then there's that drink. Let me get your boba straw.
Okay, thanks so much.
All right, you have a good one today.
You too. I did not have the payment ready at all. I'm so used to ordering in the app. So I was definitely that person that pulled everything up as I was at the window. Oops. Hello everybody, welcome back to Coffee Car Chats, except for we don't have coffee today. I really wanted to try this butterfly lemonade refresher. I didn't realize that it had boba, really. I got a grande today just because I've never tried this, but apparently it's very fruity and very tropical, so we'll see. This straw is like ridiculously long for this drink. We'll see. That is very good though. I think it has pineapple and guava and passion fruit, and it looks very pretty. So it's a good summer drink. I'm not usually a refresher or a boba person, but I am in a summery mood today, despite it raining right now. But welcome back to Coffee Car Chats. I have so much to catch up on. We went to Florida. We got home a week ago today. Oh, and you might notice I don't have the little microphone anymore. When I went back to edit the other Coffee Car Chats, I just don't think that the microphone did much, to be honest with you. I think my camera's audio is better now that I figured out how to do this manual focus thing instead of the autofocus. We're gonna try without the microphone today, see how that goes, because it's kind of fun, but it looked a little silly, me holding it, in my opinion. But anyways, let's talk about Florida. It was such a fun family trip, and I know I talked about it last time, how I was a little bit nervous traveling with a toddler. I am very happy to report that it was such a fun time, and he did really well on the plane. I wasn't nervous, I would say, because I knew that like no matter what would happen, we would figure it out. It wasn't like we had a really long flight or anything, but this was my very first time traveling with a child, let alone a toddler. You guys, he did so good. He was such a little trooper on the plane. He was playing peekaboo with everybody all around us. I'm gonna put a picture here and link the carrier that I used. I didn't wear it on the plane, but it was really nice for walking around the airport. It just let me be hands-free. It was really nice and it was comfortable. It kind of just sat up on my shoulder, and then you just put it over them and kind of scoop them up, and they sit right like on your hip. And that carrier definitely helped make the airport portion very smooth. Getting to our gate, getting through security, all of that was very, very smooth. We got there early, so we gave ourselves enough time, which I think is always a good idea when you're traveling with children. But the plane ride there, we left at about 7 p.m. and that is my son's bedtime. In my mind, I thought that I would just nurse him, he would fall asleep, and all would be well in the world. Well, he did not sleep. Except for the very, very end. He ended up falling asleep for like the last 20 minutes. I thought he would sleep right away. That did not happen, but I will say he was very happy. So I was okay with him not sleeping as long as he was happy, and he was so happy. My mother-in-law, his grandma, brought a little tractor toy. That was the only toy he needed. I packed so many things for the plane, and he just wanted that tractor. He was like pretending to drive it all around, and I knew people had said to bring like a fun new toy, and so I did exactly that, but he only wanted this tractor. He was also playing peekaboo with everybody like around us, and just, he's such a people watcher that he was very content on the flight, and that obviously made us feel very relaxed. I got the sweetest, dreamiest father-son picture of Al and him. The rows right across from us, there was nobody. So Al took him over there to look out the window, and it was completely dark out, so I don't really know what they could see, but they were just looking out the window, and it's the sweetest picture. I'll put it here. But the flight there was wonderful, and then our trip while we were actually there was super fun. We went to the zoo, we went to the aquarium. Zoos make me sad really easily, but what I really liked about this zoo was their manatee rescue. They do rescue and rehabilitation of manatees, and it was really cool to see their like rescue tanks and their medical tanks, and kind of just like see and read up about their plans for releasing the manatees that we saw back into the wild. I really liked that. It was just really hot when we went. Surprise, surprise. It was Florida in almost June. but it was very, very hot. So not a lot of the animals were out. The beach was awesome. My son loved playing in the sand. I thought he probably would like to play in the sand, but I just wasn't 100% sure how long he would last at the beach. But he did so good. As long as he had his little sand toys and we brought some watermelon. That boy ate so much watermelon that day. I think honestly my favorite part of our trip was just our pool days. We stayed with family and they have a beautiful pool and a hot tub, and we just had so much fun hanging out at the pool. And it was really relaxing for myself and my husband because every night our son was like ready for bed. He was so tired because we did so much throughout the day. He was very tired, so he would go to bed honestly a little earlier than even what we would normally put him to bed here at home. But then we got that really good uninterrupted time to just be by the pool, make ourselves a little drink, sit in the pool in the hot tub. I think that was very much needed for us because I came home from this trip feeling super refreshed and just really like my need for vacation was filled, if that makes sense. So we stayed for 1 week and then we flew back, and our flight home was a little earlier than our flight there. We left at like 4 p.m. He was definitely a little bit more antsy on this flight, but he ended up falling asleep for like a solid hour on this flight, so that helped him a lot. But he passed out. He took a really good plane nap. I honestly think I might have fallen asleep for like a couple minutes too, because we were just so cozy as a family. Like I had Al to my left and then I was holding my son, and I kind of just like put my head on Al's shoulder, and you know how planes are, they like put you right to sleep with the white noise and the motion. And now that I know that Arthur does so well on a plane and just in a travel setting, that's something I really wanted to touch on too, is that I was wondering how he would do just kind of being thrown off on his routine. But he is such a flexible child, and that's something that as a mother I really want to instill in my children. Like I want them to have their routine. I'm a routine person. I really do think my son is a routine child, but I also want them to be able to deviate from that routine and not be too thrown off, if that makes sense. And so I think traveling is a good way to do that, because there were nights that we did not eat dinner at the normal time. There were nights that like he didn't go to bed right at his bedtime, or then his naps were kind of all over the place. There were some days he was taking a nap pretty early. It actually got like earlier and earlier every day. We definitely want to do some camping, because I think that's a really good way with little children to get out and adventure and see the world and kind of get out of your house a little bit, get off your routine a little bit without having to drop a lot of money and go far and plan a whole trip. So I'm hoping that maybe we could do a little bit of camping. I don't know if we'll be able to go this summer. We just have no equipment. We used to camp out of the back of our truck. If anybody has seen those truck bed camping vlogs, and those days were so much fun, but we are not going to be doing that with him. We just don't have enough room for that. So our truck bed camping days are no more, but we would just have to get a tent, and I think he would have a lot of fun with it. We just don't have the stuff. So we'll see if we do it this summer, or maybe we'll do it this fall, or maybe next summer or next spring. I love spring and fall camping because the temperature is just perfect. It's beautiful, perfect temperature for camping. But I am hoping that we can take another larger family trip next year, about like spring break time. So like March-ish, or maybe this time of year, like end of May. So if anybody watching this has any good suggestions of places that we could travel that are a little bit further than where we live in the Midwest, but not like international or anything like that, somewhere in the United States, not Florida because we just went there, but we're pretty much open to anything else. So give your recommendations, because I'm kind of starting to plan, not like plan actually, but in my head just think of like where could we go, because he was so good with this trip that it makes me want to do it again. But that is pretty much what is new since I last did a little coffee car chat. I have actually set a little summer goal for myself, a personal health and beauty goal, and that has to do with my hair. And wearing this yellow shirt today is kind of making me realize that I want to do this a lot. I love this color, this like canary yellow color, but I usually stay away from it because I feel like it clashes with my hair. And a little backstory, I have been lightening my hair since I was in like 5th grade, I think. As a child, I had blonde hair. It wasn't this blonde, but I had like, I mean, it probably was this blonde when I was like a really little child. It became a bit of a darker blonde, but my sister went to cosmetology school right out of high school, and we're 6 years apart. So I was about 11, 12 when she graduated and started that journey for herself, and I was her mannequin. I was her practice basically. And so she started by giving me some highlights, and I loved it. I remember like loving my highlights, and it really brightened me up, and I love being blonde. But I've just been like lightening my hair ever since. I've done a couple of different things in the past. I've had like a dark root smudge, I've had an ombre, I've done a lot of it, but I've always kind of resorted back to my bright light blonde. And I was able to have really, really long, healthy blonde hair, and I'll try to put some pictures here. And my hair was always able to maintain its really good health, even though I did color treat it and bleach it and use heat on it. I don't use heat on it very often, I will say. I wash my hair about once or twice a week and style it at that same time, and then throughout the week I just do touch-up. So I'm not using like as much heat on my hair as I could be, but 100% treat my hair the way a lot of people with long hair treat their hair. But it is not that long anymore, and that is because when I got pregnant with my son in 2024, everything changed. And people had warned me that pregnancy and the hormones really does change your hair, and I was kind of prepared for it because I do have a lot of hair. It's very thick, and I've been color treating it for so long. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll have a little bit of hair loss, but it wasn't anything that I was ever super worried about. I did not color treat my hair for my whole first trimester because I was just a little bit anxious about it, and I do fully think that you can color treat your hair. I just personally was like, I am okay with not coloring my hair and not risking it. That was just my own personal standpoint on that. But I did then that fall, when I hit my 2nd trimester, I did a retouch, and I could not believe what my hair did. It was fried, it was dry, it was a very different, and I kind of like scared me a little bit because I had been getting retouches for so long and never have they reacted like that. So I ended up doing a very big healthy cut, and I got a bunch of layers just to help with some of that breakage that I had. I was a little bit sad about it because I was so used to my long hair, but it was fun, and I had a lot of fun exploring layers and all of that, and I tried to just roll with it. And then I gave birth to my son, and after that, it just kind of got a little bit worse. It was just very dry. Every single time I would color treat my hair, it took the whole time in between my next appointment to just get my hair back to a healthy point. And I used a lot of really good products. I used Loma products, and I really like those products. And I was using hair oil, like I was avoiding heat. I was doing a lot of different things, and my hair just was not the same, and I just kind of accepted that. So then last summer, I ended up getting some lowlights put in my hair, and I just kind of let my natural come in. I will say by the end of summer, my hair felt pretty good. I mean, it still wasn't like 100%, but I could tell that I hadn't used a lot of harsh things on my hair in a while, and it felt really good. But then fall came around, and I was just like really missing my bright blonde, and I was like, I think my hair is at a better point. Like, I really think my hair can handle it. And I was right. Like, I did the bright blonde retouch again, and my hair has been a lot better, but my hair just still is not the same, and I don't know if I'll be able to grow it as long as I used to have it, at least not while I'm like having babies and stuff. And as we start to think about another pregnancy coming, I don't know when, but another pregnancy coming, I am just really worried that it's going to happen again. And I'm just really worried my hair's not going to be able to handle another pregnancy, at least doing what I'm doing. And I'm okay with like a shorter layered look, but I'm really not ready to do like a big chop by any means. So I think what I'm going to do, and what I just have to kind of accept, is that if I want my hair to be the healthiest, I think I have to try to grow out my natural a little bit and try to leave it alone as much as possible. So that's kind of my plan. And I always say that I'm going to do this, and then I always miss my bright blonde, like I would say by 5 or 6 months in. I'm always like, I'm ready for my blonde back. But I think what my plan is I'm going to let my natural come through, and I'm going to kind of just do highlight retouches instead of a full retouch. That way it's just a little bit more gentle on my hair, and it doesn't need to even be like bright blonde. It can just be like some honey highlights to break up, because when my natural hair grows out, it's like a line and it's very dark. So just to kind of break up some of that, and especially underneath, I'm gonna let my natural just really come through. I think I'm just gonna have her kind of touch up the part that you see a lot, and maybe bring some highlights up here, like framing my face, and really let my natural come through, and just keep doing that until I feel like my hair is very healthy. So like I'm gonna keep all of this that I already have. I'm just gonna let it grow out and like kind of see what that does for my hair, if that kind of helps to keep it healthier. And I'm just gonna focus on my hair health, and hopefully by the time I do get pregnant again, God willing, and on the universe's timing, I think that hopefully my hair is just in a healthier state, and I might even just leave it alone for most of my pregnancy. And because I won't have like that harsh line, I'll just kind of let my natural grow out. It's definitely going to be an adjustment for me if I stick to it, because I just haven't done anything else like my whole life. But it's going to be kind of a fun thing to see what my natural hair color even is, because to be honest with you guys, I really don't know. If you were to ask, I would probably say like a lighter brunette or a darker blonde, but it's been a long time since I've really 100% seen my natural. And I always think about, like, I don't want to be older and regret that I never knew what my natural was, and if I like it better than my bright blonde, you know what I mean? Because there is going to be a point in time when I get older where it's not necessarily my natural hair color anymore, as like some grays and whites start coming through. So I think it's like, I'm in my later 20s. I think it's a good time for me to see what my natural hair color is. And I do think that, back to the shirt comment, that it might give me confidence to like wear stuff like this and different colors and not have to wonder if it's going to clash with my blondes. But I will tell you right now, I'm absolutely going to miss my bright blonde hair. I think I'm still going to be blonde. I think it's just going to be a healthier version of it, because my natural hair color is going to be the base, and I might just get some like highlights as I feel my hair can handle it. I'll update you guys on how it goes. It's June right now. My next appointment for my highlight retouch thing that I talked about is going to be in August. So from now until August, I'm going to let my natural come through. And my natural is very dark. Like last summer when I let my natural come through and I got those low lights to break it up, you could really see how dark my natural is. It might be a fun thing to see. And I do think it will help my next pregnancy hair health, because pregnancy and postpartum hair health it's really important. And I think it's something that a lot of women experience. Like, I haven't talked to a single postpartum mom that hasn't said that their hair is different. Like, every single person I talk to talks about either the baby hairs that come through, or their hair texture changes. It's super curly now, or it's not as curly as it used to be. A lot of people have the hair loss too. I never had the hair loss. I just had the hair, like, my hair health changed a lot. It's just different. But that's gonna be it for today. I do have to go get some groceries now. Thank you guys for listening to me chat, and we'll see you in the next coffee cart chat. Goodbye.